right, we've got a bunch of us in here.
Yes.
Max, Dave, and Eli. We're finally back at the top secret road. We're in the Land Cruiser, and we're gonna head up today. It is now 6:30. We had to dodge a bunch of roadblocks because they shut down the main road through here. So we had to take a 6-mile detour, probably 10, and then a 6-mile off-road detour.
Yeah.
We're gonna beat the crap out of the Land Cruiser, and Eli, the master of videographying, however you say that word, is going to video us on the trail. Christina Lake Trail is a 9-mile off-road trail and is recommended only for high clearance 4x4 vehicles. The trail starts off fairly mild, but after a few miles in it becomes a lot harder. Obstacles include deep water crossings, rock crawling, and mud holes. We did this trail in a fairly stock 1992 Toyota Land Cruiser. The only modifications were 33-inch tall tires and some upgraded shocks. A small 2-inch lift would have really helped with clearance. Depending on your skill level, I'd suggest a 2-inch lift, a rear locker, winch, and some really good tires for this trail. were pretty lucky that the Toyota Land Cruiser had skid plates on the oil pan and the transmission pan and on the transfer case. Without those, I think we would have damaged those parts of the engine and transmission. Also, the rear hitch hangs way low on this truck and could really use a lift to make it clear stuff more often. We hit on the hitch quite often as we were going over obstacles and rocks. Last time we were on this trail, we were in our Ram pickup, a 2018 Mega Cab. We made it about this far and we stopped right before this creek crossing, which is probably a good thing because after this the trail becomes increasingly harder and tighter to fit a truck in. And while the full-size truck probably would have done just fine on this section, I couldn't have fit it through the trees. So the Land Cruiser was a little better option as it's a little more narrow and a little bit shorter. Although the clearance on the Land Cruiser is not nearly as good as the truck, and the tires are definitely a lot smaller. And having a winch on the front of the truck definitely makes you feel a lot safer going on trails like this.
right there. Wow. That was a big fall right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh boy, we're gonna fall again.
There's just a big drop right there. You're on a big drop.
Alright, we are seriously stuck. We're dipped out. So I'm gonna try and stuff these under the front tire, I think, first. See if we can just get enough. Grip right here and get up high enough to get over that. Here we go. Try that first.
This was purely driver error here. Got stuck on a boulder pretty hard. And it was getting pretty close to hitting the oil pan after this situation. After we started getting moving forward a little bit, we almost hit the oil pan and then got a little close to the transmission pan as well. Luckily they have skid plates on them, but still not a situation you want to be in. We were trying out our ARB Tread Pros here to see if we could get moving off this rock a little bit. After a few different repositions, we finally get free. These ARB Tread Pros saved our butt because we didn't have a winch and we did not have any kind of high lift jack to pull us forward. So stacking rocks and these ARB Tread Pros saved the day. You can also see why we use Eli in these clips as our videographer, because Thade cannot hold a camera straight. He struggles. So sorry about the footage here. Once Eli takes the camera back, things get a little bit better.
Just back up with your wheel facing this way. Just keep coming. Keep coming. There we go. You're good. Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah.
That's
So
better.
let's put another max track.
After a lot of positioning, we finally get free here. We had to throw a bunch of
There
rocks
we go.
underneath there. The ERB Tread Pros in different positions just to get over this boulder. Next time, definitely gonna have to watch out for that boulder. It was just a sharp turn that I didn't see the boulder in the way and tried to crawl
Slide
over
that
it,
big
ended
rock
up
that you're
slipping
almost
onto it.
sitting on.
It's one of the worst stucks I've had in years, so good to always remember how to get unstuck from situations and
That should be good.
be careful, and also think about the situation you're in before you make it worse.
Perfect.
This is the last major creek crossing for the trip. It was about 100 yards wide. The river went pretty wide across here. A lot of big boulders, but nothing we couldn't get across. There's a bit of a climb after this. It was getting so dark that we kind of were tired. It was almost 9:30 at this point. The sun was almost down. By the time we get to camp, it's about 10:30. So the last half a mile took about an hour just to get through.
Almost 10, but we freaking made it. Woo! Damn. There it is. We're on top of a dam, actually. You can't see it. Holy crapola. Wow. This is crazy. You can't see anything. Here is the mountains. Look at that view. Wow. Feels good to make it up here. The truck would not have made it. The Land Cruiser barely made it. It needs a lift. That's on 35s. Because 33s were barely cutting it. That's a big dam. So we're gonna set up camp. We gotta get out the rooftop tent, make a little fire, cook some food. It's 10 o'clock. Put on some bug spray because the mosquitoes are horrendous.
Right now.
At least it's windy, so they're not so bad, but they were pretty bad up there.
Oh, they were horrible at that creek cross.
Hell yeah. All right, good morning. We made it last night in here about 10:30. We set up our tent. Boys were in, older boys were in that one, and Max and I were in the rooftop tent on the Land Cruiser. So that's a pretty view. Pretty cool lake. This is a dam. I have no idea when it's built, probably 1930s. Hand built. Lots of rocks. There's a snowdrift on the other side still. Snow still up on the mountain there. So this is Christina Lake. Pretty cool lake. Looks like the dam doesn't quite hold as much water as it used to. But we made it. It was a cool trip. And we'll head back out this morning. We gotta pack everything back up.